Cue up the beat.
You look sweaty today.
Really?
A little bit, just on here. I think
It's hot out.
You're letting everything grow out.
I know. I got to.
I might turn on the AC before we get started.
Now that we've seemingly finished shooting the super secret show,
Right.
that will hopefully make its world premiere this weekend, I can actually trim up because I am really.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, we were waiting for reshoots, huh?
If necessary, yeah.
Right.
Happy birthday, Brock, without the K. Lesnar.
Happy birthday.
We're listening to a cover of Ready for the World's Love You Down right now.
Perfect birthday music. DJ Mott says, first going in Raw live for me. Well, I can't think of a better song to kick things off with your live experience. Oh, Brock says I've been blaring Enzo's new song.
Ew.
That's lead story in non-news this week.
I haven't heard it yet, but
It's so bad.
I read a couple of the lyrics, and it's cringeworthy.
Somebody on Twitter made the comparison to Shy. Have you ever seen the Shy Ronnie videos? It was Andy Samberg and Rihanna. Whenever she was a guest, he would do a music video with her and Shy Ronnie.
Oh.
Like this. And then as soon as she would leave, he would bust out with like some crazy rhymes. It was Andy Samberg.
Gotcha.
But he looked like a total nerd. And it was like, that's kind of ends like... It sucks, man. It's so bad.
Christopher Meringue says, breaking news, Roseanne is officially canceled. Yeah, you just told me that.
I know, man. Yeah, it was on my phone. I got a notification for that. That's what happens when you act like an asshole.
Yep, don't be an asshole. Just be cool.
Just be cool, Roseanne.
Be cool. Oh, great question. Julian Morris. Power rank iconic 80s songs. What is the most iconic 80s song?
Oh, it's Phil Collins in the
Air
Night.
No, it's Bruce Springsteen's Dancing in the Dark.
Yeah, okay.
It's got the 80s dancing.
Okay, how is it not Billie Jean, though? Or Thriller?
Oh, Billie Jean's really good. That's a good answer, too.
On the other hand, you've got Madonna's catalog as well.
Yeah, that's true.
I honestly think it's either Michael Jackson, Madonna, or maybe even Prince. Prime 80s.
Yeah, When Doves Cry.
Prime 80s, yeah.
Yeah.
But it's hard not to give it to Michael Jackson.
I know, it's hard. Especially that Billie Jean video is great. Thriller was a little overproduced for my taste.
A little bit?
Yeah,
Are you talking about the video or the song?
The video. The song's all right. The song's kind of gimmicky.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, Billie Jean, there's an interesting story going on in that song.
I know. Oh, man. Thayer the Bodice says, I've heard Steve doesn't like, it's not just me, doesn't like high fantasy stuff. Like
I don't get it at all. I don't get Lord of the Rings. I mean, I understand the plot of the film, don't get me wrong.
Right.
It just doesn't appeal to me.
It doesn't, for whatever reason, on a visceral level, I've never been on board with fantasy.
But you like Game of Thrones because it's more grounded? And the fantasy stuff's kind of more on the periphery?
The writing's really good.
All right.
Yeah, with Game of Thrones, it's what you said is exact. It's more grounded. It's not, let's go. They're like banging, and it's like super sex and violence and incest going on. And you got Peter Dinklage, who's amazing.
Yeah, he's really good.
It's just the writing is so good. Lord of the Rings was, look, I'm going to get a ring, and it's 9 hours later. That's not.
Still hasn't gotten the ring.
And then they're just like, it bugs me that they're all bare feet and small. There's too many little things, like the details that bug me.
Like, wouldn't hurt their feet to go walking that far without shoes on.
So it's not, I know. It's not necessarily
They need some Ultra Boost.
maybe if they're wearing that. It's not necessarily fantasy. It's how I've never seen fantasy be written to my taste, except for Game of Thrones.
Oh, okay. I'm not even that huge into Game of Thrones.
Yeah. It gets so
it's all right.
For me, Game of Thrones was this. It was forever before I gave a damn about anybody, but there was just enough to keep me going.
Yeah.
And then once I got to like season 4, I think, and I was like, oh man, everybody is sort of settled in the roles where I'm really into everything.
Yeah.
I'm hugely into
I only watched the first 2 seasons, I think. I was like, all right, I get the idea.
Yeah.
It's all right. I've never been into fantasy really, with the exception of the movie Excalibur. That movie's fantastic.
I was actually kind of a fan of Highlander too.
No, yeah, never got.
I kind of dug Highlander, like the first
either.
one. They had like a bunch of spin-offs of that. I thought it was cool. Like I wasn't like you. I didn't have like posters or anything. Yeah, I'm bare feet right now. I don't like that they're small. Enzo's song is called Phoenix. I'm sorry, his new name is Real One.
Yeah.
You can't cutting a mixtape, cutting a diss track on your rape accuser. Real bad form.
Oh yes.
That's not how you're gonna. That might be. I can actually say it probably is worse than doing porno in the eyes of WWE.
Oh yeah.
If you wanted a surefire way never to be invited back,
Diss track
on a sexual assault accuser.
That's really bad form.
Yeah, no good. Oh man, I want to go to the Grand Canyon. St. Monsky went to the Grand Canyon.
I haven't been since I was young.
I think we might have gone when I was super duper young.
It wasn't Grand Canyon, but we were driving back from the Midwest somewhere when I was a kid. Mm-hmm. And we stopped at some canyon in Utah. And I was so excited because we had got, we'd been in the car for hours and hours and hours, that I got out of the car, ran.
Oh, shit.
This is the cliff here.
How old were you?
I don't know, like 6.
Okay.
Bang, right on the very edge.
Fuck.
And started looking over.
Oh, man.
And Mom grabbed me by the shirt and pulled me back.
My life would have been drastically different.
If I had... Pew.
Yeah. Fuck. Wow.
I don't think I was on the verge of dying. There was one point where I was on the verge of dying. We got a spa put in our backyard. I was real little. I remember this.
Mm-hmm.
Probably because I almost died. And I was like, oh, this is pretty neat. This is before like anything. There was water in the spa, but nothing had been turned on.
Yeah, yeah.
I think there's chlorine in it.
Right.
So I was like, look into it, fall in. And so my feet are dangling out of the spa. So my dad runs over and grabs me and pulls me out.
Yeah.
I was maybe like 2 or 3.
Yeesh.
But I remember down there looking around. I think there's like bugs floating around here and stuff.
Yeesh. Yeah.
And leaves. As far as I know, that's like really the only near-death experience I've ever had.
Who made this? Brock Lesnar made.
I saw that
right here.
That's cool.
This is terrible. Good job, Brock. Happy birthday.
Did 6-year-old Larson have a beard? No.
Would have been going around with Steve and Hilton. I don't know. See, like our path to going in Raw would not have led through Hilton. Like our path to going in Raw was so very us specific.
Yeah.
That I'm not sure I would have on my own started a wrestling podcast. Hello, Al. I got your message about the care package. It's going out very shortly. It took me time. I just today, like the rest of the freaking March Patreons, were getting theirs.
Oof. That's rough. There at the bottom, the same thing happened to his little brother, only it was an above-ground pool and they had to revive him.
Yowza. Eesh.
Yeah, it's true, Alex.
Dan was a big factor.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm not sure I don't know. I mean...
Did you say hi to Al? Sorry, Al said hello.
Hi, Al.
Hi, Al.
I suspect it would have been a different name. Maybe it would be exactly this, but Tree of Woe. Dan was a huge factor.
Yeah.
But the bigger factor for us in terms of making it to where we are was when we had that spurt after the Patreon in like June of 2016.
Yeah. What was that
Like
one?
Paige
It was
got
that
arrested.
Paige video.
And those things took off. Because I imagine, like, even without Dan, we still would have gotten laid off. We still would have had to come to the crossroads
Of what we were going to do with our lives.
And it wouldn't have surprised me if we still wouldn't have come to the same conclusion, like, hey, let's do a wrestling thing.
Oh, that's entirely possible.
That wouldn't have surprised me.
Oh, you see the Jeffrey Nguyen, you see the dude that scaled the building to save his toddler?
I didn't. I saw like the still of it.
That's crazy.
I didn't watch the actual video.
I think I just saw a GIF of it on Twitter.
Gee whiz.
It's crazy.
I saw him. He like Paris or France or something.
Yeah.
The government gave him like some special award.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Zach Stolpa wants to know what's the most versatile cheese. It's got to be mozzarella, right? You can put mozzarella on anything. It's not overpowering. It's a mild cheese.
I would say Monterey Jack. It melts the best. And you can put that on anything.
No, it's not too. It's not
Like,
too potent
okay,
of a
I'll put it
cheese.
this way. You can put Monterey Jack. I'll put it this way. You can put Monterey Jack in like lasagna and a cheeseburger. Can't really put mozzarella on a cheeseburger.
Yeah, I guess
you
not.
could. It just tastes like shit.
Well, I think everything else would overpower the taste of the mozzarella. So it's so mild.
Yeah, and on top of that, it takes forever for mozzarella to actually melt.
Yeah. Oh, Al says he's from Chicago and is hoping to meet us at All In. However, he's now in Boca Raton.
Well, are you going to be in Chicago come September? Jacinto says spray can cheese.
Raymond Earl, he says, anyone going to the Buffalo Monday Night Raw show July 16th looking to do a friendo meetup maybe?
That'd be cool.
Yeah, when it gets closer to the date, remind us on Twitter and we'll do a shout out saying, hey, friendo meetup. Mm-hmm. Thoughts on Colby Jack? You're asking the wrong guy about cheese. My knowledge of cheese doesn't really extend far past ricotta.
Colby.
Ricotta.
Ricotta. Colby Jack is good.
You ever watch Giada?
I'm a fan of it. Have I watched?
Giada De Laurentiis, any of her cooking shows?
No.
Okay.
No. I kind of know the name. And that's pretty much it.
My kids like watching her cooking shows.
Oh, that's cool. Is anybody going to NXT TakeOver Chicago? Oh, Chicago. I live in Boca Raton.
Del Boca
Vista.
Julian Morris, that backdrop reminds me of a comedy club.
Oh,
that's a good point. See, that's a reason not to put stuff up here.
No, that is a reason to put stuff up
man.
here. We are not stand-ups from the 90s. Good question here. Alex C., is it good or bad that Authors of Pain weren't at the barbecue last night?
Good. It's very good. They don't want to get roped in all that stuff.
Yeah, no, I agree with you, but man.
They're not doing anything, I know.
They're really not doing anything. Sergio wants to get all-in resale tickets.
So long as you can get a decent value, why not? Wait until they announce the card, though.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
So you don't want to spend an arm and a leg and see the card and not really be into it.
Yeah.
But I think more than anything, people are going for the experience and supporting the Young Bucks and Cody. But if you buy in resale, you're not financially, you're not directly supporting
them. Did you see my count-out idea this week?
I did.
What did you think?
You know how I feel about that particular subject matter.
It's a good idea for count-out.
Yeah, it's fine.
Would you like to participate in it?
Well, it's our channel, our show, so yes.
Okay. Well, I don't know. I thought maybe you had
I'm not going to boycott something.
Okay. Well, I don't know. Look, I came up with the idea. Sometimes you come up with ideas.
No, it's fine.
Okay.
Patrick Oliva, did you see Sammy Guevara's chest from Walter's Chops?
No, man.
I heard like skin was busted open.
I don't want to see. I don't like that. I'm not huge on that. Don't want it. In the words of my child, don't want it, don't want it.
Are you guys a fan of Gordon Ramsay?
Yeah, he yells too much. Like he needs to.
Yeah, he needs to.
His gimmick of yelling at people is kind of got old quick.
Yeah,
but I like his kids show because he's cool with them. He's like nice.
You can't really yell at kids on TV.
No,
can't do that.
He approaches the level. He approaches the precipice of being the prick precipice. But then he holds back because, you got kids there.
Kids.
He seems cool, though. I like he's on Instagram or Twitter.
Yeah.
And, like, people send him pictures of, like, their terrible food.
Yeah.
And he'll talk crap about it.
Who's your favorite celebrity chef?
Probably, what's his name? Jamie Oliver.
Oh, yeah, he's not bad.
He just seems friendly.
It's not Guy Fieri.
Okay, so I'll put it this way. If I were to go out and get drunk and decide, and I had a celebrity chef waiting for me at home for hangover food, it'd be Guy Fieri.
Yeah, probably.
It would absolutely be Guy Fieri. If I want to go hang out with a celeb chef, it'd be Jamie Oliver.
Nah, it's Anthony Bourdain.
Oh, well, he doesn't really count. He's not one of those, like, celeb. He's more a cultured guy.
Yeah, I know, but, he was a chef.
Wasn't he a photographer also?
Oh, I think he's done a lot of things. But I think, he wrote that book, Kitchen Confidential. That's what,
Well, that's fine.
Brought the prominence.
He's a Renaissance.
Chef.
That's different.
Yeah.
You can't name him. He's above brand, dude.
Right.
He's icon status. Because that'd be my answer, too. Who wouldn't want to go? I'll go, Bourdain, let's load up my passport.
Yeah, exactly. Let's go visit Parts Unknown.
Exactly. So take a step down from Bourdain. Exactly. It's kind of difficult at that point.
Yeah, the only Food Network show I watch is Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives. and it is primarily for the food, not so much the host.
Yeah.
Like I said, everybody else in my family likes watching Giada. She's
guy?
all right.
God, there was that guy who on the Food Network, it was his job every week to go and eat something That was so God. What was it called?
Oh, is that the like the huge amount?
Yes.
Yeah. What was that show called? It was Adam something.
And I read an interview with him where he was like, obviously I do that for the show, but then I have to make sure I balance it out by eating really healthy the entire rest of the time. But he was still a fat dude.
Yeah. What was that guy's name?
And it just gave me anxiety watching him eat all this stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I know. There's a hot dog place up in Roseville he went to.
Alexi, who was the racist TV cook that made everything with butter. What was her name?
Paula Deen.
Paula Deen. Oh, man. Oh, so bad. So bad.
Jeffrey Nguyen says Alton Brown. He's all right.
I don't know Alton Brown.
He's all right. Man versus Food. Yeah, that's what the show is called. What was the host name?
I forget. I
thought it was Adam something.
Man versus Food. Oh, it's on Travel Channel.
There was some
Adam Richman.
Okay. Yeah, I watched a few episodes of that.
I wonder if Don Wildman ever does like celebrity food stuff. You know who he is?
Who?
Like the most satisfying.
Don Wildman?
Yeah.
Isn't that the museum guy?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's like my favorite show, Mysteries at the Museum. It's been on forever too.
Wow. Apparently that Adam guy turned vegan after he quit doing the show.
Whoa. That's great. Good for him. Oh, I love the B Team. That was a great friggin' what's his face is hilarious. He kills me.
Curtis Axel.
Yeah, what did he call Kurt Angle when he said, "Sorry, man, I zoned out there. I was still upset about that bonehead, that boner, something."
Oh yeah,
Kurt
yeah,
Angle.
yeah.
That bonehead Kurt Angle saying we can't have our tag team titles.
Bo Dallas was killing me during the barbecue.
Yeah.
Potato salad.
Yeah, potato salad.
Crunch.
Potato chips.
Crunch.
Oh, that was good. Anyways, we should get started.
Yeah, I guess so.
Can you do card?
Oh yeah. I kind of wish we can just sit and talk about food
I know,
shows.
me too, man.
Did you bring lunch today? I saw you brought a bunch of stuff. Or are you having Gatorade for lunch?
I'm having Gatorade for lunch. I might have another peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
Oh, no.
Yeah, that's a possibility.
I brought some pasta. Some lentil pasta.
Cool. Cool.
Eating challenges are nuts.
Ugh, yeah.
Remember you
Travel Channel has nothing to do with travel. That's kind of true, isn't
sort
it?
of like the History Channel has very little to do with history at this
I
point.
know. Mysteries at the Museum is fucking dope, though. Love that shit.
Yeah, I've seen a couple. We don't need anything on here, do we?
Probably not.
Delete. I gotta start listening to Ready for the World every morning. It put me in a good mood.
I don't think Guy ever answered if he has or had pierced nipples. That makes me sad, Sergio C.
Wouldn't surprise me, though.
Oh, let me get my water. Ugh.
Yeah, I've had edamame pasta this week or before too. Philly flexor. I think I prefer the lentil pasta. Oh yeah, TLC used to be the Learning Channel.
Is that sign that said no filming around here? Oh, I think it's right. Is that it? No, that's not it.
No, on the floor, no.
Oh, you know what I got? I left them at home though. I got dry erase markers.
Oh,
Big board.
cool.
More the better. Oops, I was my back is trash.
Oh yeah.
I went for a walk with my dog thinking that walking around would help, but it didn't.
You gotta start doing deadlifts, man, at the gym. Once I started doing deadlifts, I started having fewer back issues.
Yeah, maybe.
Get a.
A Sharpie over there, a black Sharpie.
Is there one on the table? Oh, look over by that corner of your cubicle, because I threw all the Sharpies over there.
Oh, that's right. Good point. Here we go.
Sergio C, that was a cover of Ready for the World's Love You Down by, I think it's pronounced I Know Jay. I heard it on the radio here and got off Spotify. Raymond Earl wants to know if we like Depeche Mode.
Yeah, man, I dig Depeche Mode.
Yeah, I like some of their stuff.
I was listening on the way here.
Oh, I was going to say, though, if you're going to start doing deadlifts, at least to begin, and especially when you start doing higher weight, wear a belt. Helps you maintain good form.
You should give me a belt.
Okay, I'll get you the one I got. I think it was only like $25. Velcro it.
I need you tonight.
It's already on. It's already on. Now you just turned it off. I told you it was already on.
I need you tonight, 'cause I'm not.
Boom, boom.
There's something about you, Raymond Earl.
That
Raymond
makes
Earl.
me.
That makes me sweat.
Boom, boom.
That makes me too sweet. All right, here we go.
I'm lonely.
I'm lonely.
What you gonna do?
Ding, 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 ding.
Hey guys. Hey guys, this is Charlotte, and you're watching Going In Raw. What's up, it's your girl,
All right, hold on.
Here, try it one more time before you have to shut it down. Oh. Can you you can't disable media sources?
Hey, friendos,
can you?
big. No, you can't do that with media sources. All right, what is this? Let me bring this up first. What is this called? GIRDS. GIRDS _ intro. Video.m.
Are we going on the Jericho cruise? Not right now.
No. Oh, well, yeah, not right now. Something about you, girl. Makes me ass white.
Doot, doot, doot.
All right, let's see if this works. Oops, stop recording.
Hello, Karen.
Hi,
Hey
Karen.
guys, this is
We back.
Charlotte, and you're watching Going In. Hey guys, this is Charlotte, and you're watching Going In Raw.
What's up, it's your girl, Sasha Banks, the legit boss, and you're watching Going In Raw. You like that?
What's up? This is the most must-see WWE superstar of all time and his lovely, gorgeous wife. And you are going in SmackDown Live.
This is the glorious one, Bobby Roode, and you're watching Going In Raw.
Hey, Friendo, Steve here.
And Larson.
Yeah, welcome back to Going In Raw, the only pro wrestling podcast you can be listening to right here at youtube.com/Steven Larson. Available wherever fine podcasts are. Be sure to hit that subscribe button. Old notify bell next to it. YouTube's been unsubscribing people again, Larson.
Yeah.
What a rip.
Yeah.
Anyways, did you see the Hogan thing? How he put a picture up of Bam Margera? Thought he was dead. Oh, God, I laughed so hard when I saw that. Anyways. Sorry, brother. I was thinking of Ryan Dunn, brother. What a mess. Anyways. We're also at patreon.com/Steven Larson. Today's the 29th. So we've got today, tomorrow, and the next day for people to get their orders in.
Yes.
For the Friendo Care Package, $20 on the Patreon, just a one-time $20 thing. You get a comic book, you get stickers, you get a poster, or you get to choose Mecha Santa, Top Notch,
Not much of a choice.
and then a postcard. $20, and we'll send that out. I just finished sending out the March ones. We had a ton in March.
Oh, that's good.
And then we have to do 20. We have to sign 27 comic books and
right.
postcards today.
All right.
And I'll get those sent off
It's going to be a busy day.
this weekend. So yeah, we're there. And then Pro Wrestling Tees. I think there's a sale happening soon at Pro Wrestling Tees.
Yeah.
It's like buy 5,
You get 25% off.
get
I think.
25%
I think those
off.
are the terms.
So it's kind of like a buy 4, get 1 free, kind of, right?
I don't know.
Doesn't the math kind of adds up to that?
Maybe.
Anyways, so yeah, ProWrestlingTees.com/Going In Raw. I have an idea for the next Friendo Care Package. I sent you the final version of the Slayest Going In Raw shirt.
Yeah. Are you going to put some sort of Slayest logo on it?
No, I have. So I have the Going In Raw one. Did you see that? The final version of it? Oh, maybe I didn't send that.
No,
to
you just sent me
The actual picture?
Yeah.
All right, so this is how it ends
Oh,
up.
all right. Oh, all right.
Like that.
Yeah.
I'm just hesitant to put the actual word slayist on there for like copyright issues.
Yeah. No, that's a
I
fair
know
point.
it's a parody or whatever, but
No,
I
fair
kind of just
point.
like having the Going in
No,
Raw
that's
logo.
fine. Yeah.
But I'm thinking of making that the centerpiece of a new Friendo care package.
All right.
Add some stickers with a new logo on it. Maybe and
have that be the print.
and have that be the T-shirt. It would
gotcha.
center around that as a T-shirt.
Oh, okay. As part of the care package rather than the $50 tier.
And we would just we would just sell it straight up we get a merch site. Get a
all
big
right.
cartel thing.
Gotcha.
And just sell it straight up. So it's the first care package that's available to non-patrons.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You didn't specify that aspect.
Sorry,
now I
yeah.
understand.
We're just talking business here on the podcast. You want to talk about Enzo's the Enzo diss track.
I haven't heard it yet.
Yeah, you don't really need to. It's terrible. We're gonna talk about it on non-news.
Okay,
this
I do
week.
want to for that. Then I do want to listen to it. At least
I'm
once.
going to upload. So we did a non-news this past week for patrons, for $5 and up patrons that I'm going to upload today. But the next one we film, we're going to talk about like on Thursday. That's where you're going to get our exclusive
review
of
whose name now? Real One.
Real One's Phoenix. What's the name of the track? It's so bad. You want to hear one phrase from it that he tweeted out last night too?
Sure.
He uses the phrase consensual penis.
I read about that.
It's so bad. Anyways, but we were going to talk about Raw. Instead of talking
Yeah, I
about that, we're going to
suppose.
talk about Raw.
Yeah, let's talk about
Not
Raw.
Real One. We're going to talk about Raw One.
Oh, I didn't bring my
from
notes
last
up
night.
yet.
Yeah, I didn't bring up notes.
There
either.
they are.
Good job.
So-
What'd you think in a nutshell? I thought it was fun.
See, like the first hour,
you sent me a poo-poo text
I
last
sent
night.
you a text and I said, Raw is a bit of an effing mess. And
Yeah.
that was as I was watching kind of the end of the first hour. But it picked up after that because like the first hour was all over the place. There were some decent matches with wonky finishes.
Yeah.
Like I'm still not entirely sure while Kevin Owens really interfered in the Finn Balor Braun Strowman match to open the show.
Yeah.
There really was no motivation for him to do so, other than just that to mess with people.
Yeah. Sowing seeds of.
I mean, I understand. They understand.
Yeah.
I understand they're trying to build story for Money in the Bank, but there's better ways to do it. And I like the motivation behind Seth using the chair in his match. I guess kind of made sense, but there was a way around that. Mm-hmm. So it wasn't. I don't know, kind of weird.
I'm surprised.
And then the whole Nia Jax thing.
Oh, I like that. Really? You didn't like that?
How long has she been a face? 2 months? And then she tells the crowd to shut up.
If even that. No, I liked it. I thought it was good. Oh, it doesn't have to be. Is she a face? Is she a heel? She's trying to get around his head. They're fighters. They're competitors.
There's a way to do that without tossing around a local enhancement talent and telling the crowd to shut up.
Oh, I liked it. I thought it was good. I thought she was good on the mic too.
In a vacuum, yeah. But considering the storyline she just got out of,
Oh, come on. We'll get to that. We'll talk about that when we get there. But people were talking about that on Twitter too. It's completely different.
it is different.
You cannot bullying. I guess we're going to talk about it now. Bullying. Her point with Alexa Bliss was this. Alexa Bliss was behind her back calling her fat
I understand.
and manipulating her as a friend. What aspect of what we saw last night was bullying?
Well, I mean, she was just tossing around. I'm not going to say it's bullying.
A squash match with a local
it
competitor
wasn't a match.
is a time-honored condition.
Because Nia Jax
time-honored tradition.
said, here, you're going to witness this exhibition. She didn't call it a match because there was no pinfall, was there?
Oh, I don't know.
I don't think there was.
She scared off the ref at the end, so she got her own DQ.
Yeah, she's intimidating.
She didn't. Okay,
people.
but this was with a willing participant.
Well, maybe to begin with. But then once she was unconscious after
Well, she knew
power
she knew
bombed.
she knew that was a possibility. Come on,
I'm just saying, considering the story she just got out of and the fact that she actually seemed like she was being well received after her face turn after that storyline, to seemingly just immediately turn a heel to serve a short-term story, it just speaks to the utter lack of vision anyone in WWE has.
I don't know.
And I think ultimately that's what I found irritating about it.
I'm not going to claim that anybody in WWE creative has any vision. I found the segment entertaining. I didn't have a big pro. When she told the crowd to shut up, I was like, ooh, that's kind of interesting. I wonder where that's going to go.
See, I guess when they set up the match, it was Nia going to Ronda and saying, all right, I want to test my mettle. Let's see if I can hang with the baddest woman on the planet. And then even last week, Ronda says, I'm going to take your title, take your arm. Fine. That's a little trash talk. Nothing wrong with that. But I don't know. It seems like rather than match Ronda's trash talk and still maintain the character they had spent all this time developing, she kind of took a step back in the character department in terms of what they had been developing, because if what we heard was true, they didn't know what to do with Ronda, so they put her in a title match. And so because they want Ronda to maintain that face pop, seemingly, they have to ask Nia, all right, you have to be a little bit heelish now.
See, I'm okay. Because here's my thing. It reminded me of the kind of builds we see from time to time these days. And granted, I'm not like a close observer of the UFC, but you'll see these types of builds where they talk trash either on Twitter or at the press conferences. And then what happens at the end of every single fight when one of these guys has been healing it up?
They shake hands.
To the crowd, to the competitor, to their opponent, to everybody. They've been healing up. At the end, everything's cool. Everybody's happy. They have respect for each other. And like you said, they shake hands. This, to me, felt more like that, except there was the physicality in the ring. That's what this felt like to me. Nia playing it up for the big match with the UFC competitor. That's what it came off to me. I really liked it. I thought it was really strong. I thought it was better than some awkward backstage segment. I thought it was better than putting him in like an opposing tag teams or something like that. And I thought Nia demonstrating in the ring how what Ronda had to offer wasn't going to work against her, and then getting on the mic and spelling it out in a way that I thought was well executed on the mic. I thought it was pretty good. I don't know. It was the best I've seen of Nia Jackson.
As I said, in a vacuum, I agree with you. I just felt like coming off what we just saw.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It didn't really ring true for me.
A lot of people had that same opinion on Twitter, so I'm not gonna crap on it. I just personally thought it was cool. Braun Strowman came out at the very beginning to a massive pop.
Yeah, dropped actually a pretty good promo too.
I know, man.
Let's put the belt on this guy
Larson,
already.
There are three guys in the WWE right now on Raw, on Raw, the brand itself, that are massively over.
Yeah.
And they were all on the show last night.
Yeah.
Finn Balor.
Yeah.
Braun Strowman.
Seth Rollins.
And Seth freaking Rollins.
Yeah.
Who is just more and more comfortable every single time as a face that he comes out. Mm-hmm. He so embodies top face role on Raw.
Oh, yeah.
But then you have Braun, who occupies his own interesting space. Mm-hmm. And then you have Finn, who kind of occupies his own interesting space.
Mm-hmm.
Why are they not all fighting over the Universal Championship right now?
Because WWE doesn't know what they're doing.
What is going on with that? Man, they're all so over and they're all so good. And there's so many things they could do between the three of these guys.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
And then instead they focus on Roman Reigns and they don't really do anything with him. So Braun Strowman comes out, drops a promo, says, Money in the Bank essentially is mine. I'm Monster in the Bank. Finn Balor comes out, because after their match last week, Braun picks him up, puts him in the corner rather than power slams him, kind of shows him some respect via social media. Mm-hmm. Part of that continues. Braun says, you put up a pretty good fight for a little guy. Mm-hmm. Balor takes a bit of offense to that, slaps Braun across the face, and then Braun throws him literally across the entire ring.
Yeah.
Kurt Angle comes out to the top of the ramp and says, all right, Finn Balor versus Braun Strowman right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So the match happens. Kevin Owens randomly comes out for commentary, even though he wasn't in any way involved in the match last week, I don't believe. Again, just to build up some stories from Money in the Bank. I get it. And then right before one commercial break, Kevin Owens grabs the mic from commentary and starts talking trash to Braun Strowman. Mm-hmm. Motivated by what? I still don't know. Other than that, he just wants to stir shit up.
Yeah, it's not crystal clear, is it?
No.
Yeah. I mean, is this just his... Look, man, I understand WWE, they're not... It's kind of obvious. They're not really firing on all hands on deck.
No.
But, we're given what we have. We have what we're given. We got to try to make some sense of it.
I know, I'm trying to.
I mean, I guess it's his strategy for Money in the Bank to sow seeds of chaos, maybe.
Maybe, but
going
with
into
Braun
Money in the
involved,
Bank.
you really don't have to do that.
No, you don't. But at the same time, maybe he's thinking, hey, if Braun is riding high right now, he's got momentum because he just beat Finn Balor. They're in a match. If Braun beats him again, that's more momentum for Braun. If Finn beats Braun, that's massive momentum for Finn because who's ever done that before?
Just Roman.
If we leave them all just unsatisfied, nobody's going to feel confident. Nobody's going to feel strong.
Yeah,
there, I just invented his motivation, and I know it's not what they were thinking.
I just feel
but
like
I think it works.
I feel like if it would take in just one spot to fully explain why Owens came and got involved. Have them fight up the ramp. Have someone get tossed into Kevin Owens in commentary. Make their way back to the ring. Continue the match. No one's come down just because he's upset someone got thrown into him. That makes a lot of sense.
Leaving it to
randomly coming in.
Leaving it to your imagination.
Anyways, Braun delivers an awesome shoulder tackle to Finn, sends Finn over the barricade.
Let me ask you something. Did Kubrick give you all the answers in 2001?
Well, WWE's not exactly 2001, is it?
No, it's not. Go ahead.
So then after that, once Finn gets the upper hand, Kevin Owens starts trash talking him.
Yeah.
Right before a commercial break.
Yeah. Sowing the seeds of chaos, Larson.
I guess so.
That's what he's doing.
Anyways, later on, Balor hits a coup de grace, goes for another. Owens knocks him off the top rope. Owens produces a ladder, hits Finn with it. Mm-hmm. Tries to do the same with Braun. Doesn't work. Kevin Owens flees up the ramp.
Yep.
Braun throws a ladder towards him.
Mm-hmm.
Good aim on that ladder throw, Braun.
Yeah. Well, also, wow, that went really far.
I know.
I kind of think it was a bit more. Do you think that was more? Yeah, that was Braun. Because Kevin Owens kind of wasn't even looking at the ring, and Braun landed it right next to him.
Yeah.
Or right behind him.
Yeah.
It was pretty impressive.
Yeah, they must have practiced that before the show started.
You'd think so.
So we after the commercial break, we go backstage. Kevin Owens goes up to a parking attendant, a valet.
Sadly, it wasn't Braun. Like, I wish they would have ripped our idea from We Book Raw.
Yeah, have Braun dressed as a valet.
Get these hands.
That first one was the best.
Oh yeah,
because you had
get these hands.
You had him perfectly standing, like looking away,
back to camera, and turns around. Get these hands. Exactly. So Kevin Owens says, "I want this gray car here." Mm-hmm. And the valet, of course, asks for the ticket.
Yeah,
Kevin
man.
Owens says, "I don't have the ticket.
You need the
get
ticket.
the keys. I need to get out of here.
You need the ticket."
So the valet goes and does what he's told, and Kurt Angle comes up and says, "You're not leaving. You
Yeah.
have a match tonight.
Yeah.
Go get ready. Kevin Owens versus Bob Roode.
Yeah.
Tonight."
Kevin Owens not happy about that because
No.
he's still in the same building as Braun Strowman. Next up, we had a Sasha Banks iPhone promo where she talked about the upcoming Gauntlet match a little bit later on. She's great. The funny thing about this is that it's just such a small thing that I noticed. When you're doing an iPhone promo, it's always best to do them in very pedestrian areas, not like streets, but like in the locker room, down a hallway. She was in an area that was very interestingly lit. There was like a dash of blue light coming across her back, and the rest was kind of dark. And I'm like, why didn't they just get like a regular camera?
I know.
there?
Whenever I see these promos shot in interesting locales, I want to know the story of how they got to that place.
Right, exactly.
Like when Baron did his inside of a moving truck.
That was the biggest. Yeah, that was the. And then
Like, why are you inside a moving truck?
That was the biggest one. Hey, I just got inspired to do this promo, but I'm mid-move. Anyways, I had to sell my house because I bought a Ferrari with my Twitter opinion money. Anyways, next up we had a very extended Elias promo.
This was great.
This is amazing. This was fantastic.
Because he got a really good pop when he came out, and
I know.
then instantly,
when he turned on the crowd, and what did he say?
something about this disgusting crowd.
He called him the disgusting crowd.
He's got a heck of a way of coming out to a pop and then getting the crowd to turn on him.
It feels like it delights him to no
Oh,
end.
yeah.
It delights him to no end. It's fantastic.
And so, of course, they're booing him.
Yeah.
Because he's talking trash. And he says, all right, well, I'm not going to perform. I'm going to wait until this crowd is quiet before I'll sing my song. And I'm not leaving this ring until it happens. So we
right.
go to a commercial break, come back. He's still sitting there. And which was great. Before they went to commercial, you hear him say, well, if you're going to keep booing me, I'll just get up and leave. And of course, everybody cheers.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
he says, no, I'm not going to do that. You come back. He's again imploring the crowd to be quiet. Seth Rollins interrupts, walks down the ring, grabs his stool, throws it out of the ring.
Yeah.
Elias
Begrudgingly
leaves. That gives us Seth Rollins versus Jinder Mahal.
So is Seth only going to roll out his Deadpool costume during Deadpool movies rollouts?
Oh, maybe.
Because Deadpool just came out, and he's wearing Deadpool.
Yeah, but it didn't come out this past weekend. It came out the week before that.
Still.
And the week before that, he didn't wear his Deadpool stuff. I think he wore the yellow.
Maybe he
trim
was
gear.
Maybe he was trying to combat the Solo.
Could be. He's
movie.
a Deadpool fan, not so much a Star Wars guy.
Not so much. Yeah, exactly.
Could be.
He's more. I could see him more of a fantasy guy, a fantasy buff. The Kingslayer.
Oh, maybe.
He had the Game of Thrones inspired stuff. Maybe he's just like me. Maybe he doesn't like fantasy in general.
He likes Game of Thrones a lot.
But he likes Game of Thrones a lot.
Be.
Yeah, it's the one thing for him. Anyways, next up we had Seth Rollins versus Jinder Mahal. Again, a match with a wonky finish. I'm not a huge fan of starting off the show with two matches. That I was looking forward to this match. I like Jinder Mahal. I always have to qualify.
And as we
whenever I say
said,
that.
whenever Jinder is paired up with a guy who is quick and athletic and works fast pace, his matches are better.
Yeah, they weren't really going for that this time. Because I really liked I like the Braun Finn Balor side. I can never get enough of that stuff.
Those two guys are great in the
That
ring.
freaking the shoulder tackle
Over
into
the barricade.
Oh, that was great.
That was great.
But anyway, Seth Rollins versus Jinder Mahal. It wasn't that long into the match that soon. I mean, they were doing some stuff.
Well, Jinder was working over Seth's midsection, his ribs.
Yeah, the ribs.
And Seth was really selling that.
Yeah.
And then Seth got the upper hand. Sunil Singh tries to distract the ref, and ref tosses him from ringside. Mm-hmm. Jinder takes that opportunity to hit Seth in the ribs with a chair that he pulled out from under the ring.
Yeah, Jinder was being very sneaky.
Yeah.
Although that always does kind of bug me. These guys are supposed to be like top of their game competitors, and they cannot. Their periphery is so bad. Their attention span, they cannot multitask.
Well, I mean, they're selling injury, man. Sometimes if
No, I'm talking about when Seth was so focused on the ref throwing Sunil out
gotcha.
that he completely lost track of where Jinder was. Then he goes back and he tries to bring him back in.
Yeah, it
Jinder
doesn't seem
grab a
like
chair.
WWE superstars in general can multitask very well.
No, superstars referees are really bad at that too.
Yeah.
It's all part of the story, but
Yeah.
still, you know,
You should be aware of what's going on around you.
even if Seth was confused in the moment, trying to focus on Sunil and looking back at Jinder and being like, "Where is he?" and then focusing on Sunil, some indication that your head is in the game
Yeah.
would be nice.
So Jinder hits Seth in the ribs with a chair, gets the roll up, but only gets a 2 count. For some reason, Sunil Singh did not leave the ringside area. He runs back out, tries to interfere again. Mm-hmm. It was his great spot. Seth pulls him in the ring, sends Jinder into the corner, buckle bomb Sunil Singh into Jinder.
Yeah,
That was pretty awesome.
yeah, that was good. I like that.
And then there's this. Shortly after that, Seth looks outside the ring. He's apparently, as commentary is saying, frustrated.
Oh, yeah,
early
big time.
on, they were saying that Seth right now isn't necessarily working on an intellectual level in the ring. He's working at an emotional level, feeding off the response he gets from the WWE universe.
Well, also, it was his birthday, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think in general they were saying that was kind of his motivation these days, or his process. So Seth looks down.
He's
on
wrestling via mob rule. Right?
I guess
He's
so.
feeding off the
I guess so.
WWE universe.
He's getting swept up. So Seth looks down the floor, sees a couple of chairs down there, and he's just so frustrated, I guess, that he grabs one of the chairs and destroys Jinder Mahal with it. Of course, he gets DQ'd.
Yeah.
Jinder wins. Destroys Jinder, destroys Sunil Singh. He runs up the ramp, chases Jinder up the ramp. Jinder flees backstage. Seth goes to the commentary table, stands up, and then
Celebrates.
gets smashed in the back by Elias.
Yeah, and then he falls like a...
Why didn't Elias... See, I kind of feel like it would have made more sense this week if Seth got the upper hand and Elias materialized guitar to the back during the match.
Yeah.
Build upon the frustration Seth might be feeling.
Yeah.
So when he actually does something like he did to Jinder tonight, it might feel somewhat cathartic versus rushed.
Yeah. No, I'm with you on that one. It was kind of weird. It's like your frustration is like razor thin. He can't control. But again, you're wrestling via mob rule. So what are you gonna do? He needs to go back to being an intellectual wrestler.
Yes, the architect.
The architect. Exactly. Now you're just a mess. Anyways, next up.
They put Seth on a stretcher.
Yeah. He's like, wait, hold on, wait.
It's like, oh, let me get up. And he gets up and he walks out in his own power. Mm-hmm. Next, we already talked about this segment quite a bit. It was Nia Jax versus Michelle Webb.
Michelle Webb, local competitor.
Yes. Ronda Rousey comes out on commentary, and Nia grabs a mic and says, essentially, this is what you're in for, Ronda Rousey. It says, Michelle Webb, put me in the armbar. Of course, Nia Jax picks her up and power bombs her.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
Says, I'm not done with her yet. This is what else you got in store for you. Picks her up, Samoan drop.
Ronda needs to get some new facial expressions, though.
Oh, she has 3 maybe. But the one is really good.
You know what? I am just totally fine watching this. She has that kind of intonation, too. She needs to mix up. They need to give her some acting classes.
Yeah, they do. But I feel like on commentary, when I saw her come out on commentary, I was kind of not exactly worried how she would do, but I was wondering how comfortable she would be. And at least she seemed relatively comfortable.
Okay, so the comfort level is okay. I'll agree with you on that one. Yeah. We needed to take it to the next level, though.
Yeah.
But no, I again, we talked about this a lot during the intro. So yeah, Nia was going back to the mic. Every time she would do something, she would say, "But can you even put the armbar on me?" And then she went back and delivered a Samoan drop to Michelle Webb.
Yeah, and then follow that up with a leg drop.
Yeah.
And said, I got something else for you.
Yeah.
Rolling senton.
She's like, she's going to lay there for 10, 20, 30 seconds, 40 seconds. She said, I want you to come down here and help her out. And then the ref was trying to do that, and Nia shooed him away. She said, get back.
That's when she told the crowd to shut up.
Yeah. Well, they were chanting Ronda's name, and she said, she knows her name, shut up. I do kind of wonder if that was off script.
Oh, maybe.
But I also kind of wonder if they sort of feel like they need a true heel, true face.
Well, that's kind of what I wonder, too, is they're obviously pushing Ronda as a massive face.
Yeah.
And so they don't want to, I'm sure Vince feels like, well, if Ronda's going to be the obvious face in this matchup, then we need an obvious heel.
Maybe Nia understands how fickle the WWE universe is, and they'll accept a heel or face turn with, whatever.
Yeah.
So she's like, I can be a heel right now for this program, and then next week I'm going to be a face.
Maybe.
It's all meta, dude.
No, I don't think
it's like Roman Reigns.
I don't think anything about it is meta. I think it's indecisiveness and a lack of vision.
Wow. Just spitting venom, man.
On WWE's part.
What's our mantra, dude? What's our mantra?
Stay positive, yeah.
Stay positive. I feel like you're just sort of running it down a lot today.
Yeah. It's weird because I came in a good mood. I was listening to some.
We were having a good time.
Ready for the World. I was feeling great.
Did I do something to annoy you?
No.
See, I've been good.
No, like the only part of Raw that really, not really bothered me, but I was watching it kind of confused was that segment, this Nia Jax segment, because it seemed such a sharp turn from what had been happening.
Yeah, I don't want to say a sharp turn.
It was a turn. Pretty significant
bit
turn.
of a turn.
Pretty significant turn.
Like
Anyways, Ronda Rousey.
Chunk of turn.
Ronda Rousey walks down the ring. They kind of have a stare down.
And she seems kind of shook. Nia gets in her face and says, I don't know, I forget what she says, but she lays into her a little bit with the big, she said, that's right. This was good. I like this. She said, was that the look? That's the look. The intimidating look. She's like, I'm not intimidated right now. I think that look is humorous. And she laughs it off and walks away, and Ronda looks thoroughly confused, a little frustrated, and kind of scared a little bit. Like, how do I handle this? What do I do with this? I don't know what to do with this. Mm-hmm. I liked it. I thought it was good. I liked that there was no...
In a vacuum, I thought it was very good.
Okay.
Oh, sorry, next.
I'm having some water. I have no more to say.
Dana Brooke iPhone promo. She was doing some whiteboard math.
Yeah, it looked pretty solid, too. Were you looking at any of the equations back then?
I was, but I haven't taken a math class since my first year in college. So
yeah, I got a 32% in calculus.
Well, I passed calculus. I got an A in calculus.
I know, but again, I was too busy going out, doing lots of drugs.
Not true.
Getting in multiple orgies that year. If I remember correctly. How would you even know that? We were hardly even friends
because
then, in 96.
You've never said one thing about it.
Why would I ever tell you about orgies?
You just did.
That'd be weird. If I was like, man, I was in this orgy one time, and I had like a finger up my butt. I don't know whose it was.
Turns out it was my own.
It turns out, oddly, it was mine. It was a one-person orgy. Just me. Anyways, yeah, so she, like you said, she had some whiteboard math behind her. It looks solid. I doubt she did any of it, but what do I know? Maybe she's a math major or something. Maybe she's got a degree in math. She delivered her iPhone promo. I was too busy looking at the math to pay attention to what she was saying, though. I assume she thought she was.
Oh, she was saying the math indicates. She has the algorithm. Essentially. She didn't use those exact words, but that was the gist of what she was saying. She has the algorithm to win the gauntlet match and advance to the Money in the Bank ladder match. Next,
very good.
Matt Hardy and Bray Wyatt versus the Ascension.
Ascension lost.
Yeah, what a surprise. I'm already tired of Matt Hardy and Bray Wyatt.
Well, they're not doing anything with it.
No, they're not.
There's no story there.
We need more Hardy compound videos like the Bray Move In.
Yes, exactly right. Perfect.
Does he have his own wing of Hardy compound?
Right.
Of his own.
Did he just bring like a trailer?
Yeah, or is he living in where the building where the ring is, the dome of something?
I remember there was this dude who used to frequent this this bar. Used to hang out a lot back in the days, like 10 years ago. And he had his own. I'd never seen something this small before. It was the smallest pop-up trailer I've ever seen. It was like basically coffin size. But then you crank it, and it would be a pop-up.
Enough room just to sleep,
basically
much.
Just to sleep. And he would take that to Burning Man every year.
Oh.
He was an old grizzled Burning Man vet. I don't know how long Burning Man's been a thing.
For a while.
But apparently he's been going to all of them.
Oh.
He's probably dead by now. He was already super old. Or maybe he's still going to Burning Man. He seemed like he had not a care in the world.
Yeah.
Because all he did is roam around in his pop-up trailer, I think.
And then go to Burning Man once a year.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That guy's probably been in some orgies.
Probably.
Anyways. Oh, yeah. Where were you? Hardy and Wyatt.
Yeah, they need to explore their relationship, their dynamic a bit more. Matt Hardy pinned Victor after a kiss of deletion, the double sister Abigail. But I don't know where these. I mean, obviously they're going to break up at some point and have a feud again.
You said the same thing about Cesaro and Sheamus, and they never did that. Man.
Yeah, I guess it's entirely possible.
It's entirely possible. They're just going to keep on this route. They're going to find, I don't know.
They need to find some dimension. Maybe once they get into a real feud with somebody.
They'll run through the B team. That's not going to be a thing.
Yeah.
I'm thinking maybe Authors of Pain. It's got to be
or Drew and Dolph.
Yeah, it could be Drew and Dolph, although I kind of feel like they're not. I know Stephanie said they're technically a tag team. They didn't have a tag match this week.
No, nor did they have one last week.
Kind of feel like they're just going to be taking on various singles competitors.
Could be.
I could be wrong about that. Man, how great is that's later on. We'll talk about that later on. Drew McIntyre.
Oh man, he's
every week we could just hit the same thing we say every week with Drew McIntyre.
I know.
Oh, he's amazing.
The man.
Anyways, next up we had Kurt Angle, and I thought this was a hilarious B team segment backstage with Kurt Angle. Again, they're asking him for a shot at the Raw Tag Team Championships. And Kurt Angle's like, man, you beat the same team twice now. That doesn't exactly, allow you. Right, exactly. Yeah. And he says, you got a lot of other tag teams to before you convince me. He says, oh, we need to convince the other tag teams. And he's like, no. He's like, oh yeah,
if we win them over, then we can be number one contenders.
yeah, that's what it was. It was like you have to win over the tag teams, and he took that not as you have to beat them, you have to convince them. And so then what's his face? Bo Dallas said, are you thinking what I'm thinking? To Curtis Axel. And Curtis Axel said, yeah. No, I have no idea what you're thinking. I zoned out after that bonehead Kurt Angle said we couldn't have a shot at the tag teams. Kurt Angle's like, I'm right here.
Yeah.
I thought it was a really well done.
It was really well done.
And so they decided they're
going to win over the entire tag division by having
barbecue.
Memorial Day barbecue.
I mean, as good as any way to win over people. Next up we had the Riot Squad. I love this iPhone promo. Because it starts off with them, they're in the locker room, and while Ruby Riott holds the phone, Sarah Logan and Liv Morgan are just ripping everybody.
They're going through people's stuff.
Exactly. This was shades of Randy Orton, like 2009, 2008, whatever.
Yeah, probably.
When he used to like go into duffel bags and poop in them, according to legend.
Yes.
So I thought this was hilarious because they were like being kind of gentle with all the stuff.
Yeah.
It was probably their own bags in the first place.
Probably.
So I don't know. I thought that was kind of funny. Like their heel endeavors include just trashing stuff.
But kind of. Not really trashing.
Kind of. Just a mild inconvenience.
Emptying bags. That's what they were doing. They were taking the contents of people's luggage, as you said, probably their own, and then gently dumping it on the floor.
I would have preferred if they stole a wallet or a purse.
Maybe.
Whatever. Or a fanny pack.
Instead of unzipping said luggage, ripping it apart.
Well, that's too much. I think stealing stuff is a bit better.
All right.
Because then at least they can give it back. If they rip something, you got to pay for new stuff.
Or they can get it. They can pay to get it repaired.
Can you just get like a duffel bag? Well, I guess the
seamstress
lady
if you rip it at the seams, yeah.
Just
repair it.
Well, even if you don't, you could still just
entirely. I mean, if you want a new seam in your luggage, yeah,
right, it'll look like crap.
But if it still works, if you don't care about aesthetics, then it's fine.
Anyways, Ruby Riott made her case. We're all gonna win this thing.
Yeah,
I guess. Next up, we had Bob Roode versus Kevin Owens.
In a decent match. It was actually pretty fun.
Yeah, it was a
they worked a good pace, fast pace.
Yeah.
In the end, though, Kevin Owens reversed a roll-up attempt from Bob Roode. picked up the pin himself.
And then out comes Braun.
To get a piece of Kevin Owens, drops him with a power slam, then another one. Bob Roode's, rooting on Braun destroying Kevin Owens.
He's new to Raw.
Yeah, he doesn't know that when Braun enters ring,
just run.
You exit ring.
But come on.
So Bob Roode's on the turnbuckle cheerleading, and then
the
Braun.
parallels here are so obvious. What would happen when somebody was rooting on Stone Cold doling out a stunner?
Eat a stunner.
They would eat a stunner.
Yeah.
Why don't they see that the parallels here are so obvious? His promo skills are getting so good, and he's got that thing in his voice.
Yeah.
That he could really, really use.
He's learning the right times to take a break from his promo to get a reaction from the crowd. He's learning all the little details of how to.
The comfortability, man, it's coming together so good.
Yep.
Oh, he could be huge.
Oh yeah.
Anyways, yeah. So Bob Roode,
he got a power slam too.
He got the power slam. I thought it was a good little bit from Bob Roode.
Yeah.
It was cool.
He thought he and Braun were friends.
No, wrong.
No.
Anyways, next up, Sami Zayn came out to try to dig himself out of this hole that he dug himself in last week with Bobby Lashley. He confessed, said, these were actors. Actors that I hired.
Not Bobby Lashley's real sisters.
Yeah, he said, I got a lot of flack on this from social media. A lot of people thought it was out of line, overboard, et cetera, et cetera. And then he was on the precipice of apologizing to Bobby Lashley, and then he walked it back and said,
everybody in this audience should be apologizing to me.
Right, exactly, yeah. And so that brought out Bobby Lashley. Lashley officially challenges Sami Zayn to a match at Money in the Bank.
And they shook hands and they did the Superman 2 thing.
I loved it. I thought that was great.
Yeah, where Bobby Lashley,
That's good. No, Bob Lashley.
crushes Sami Zayn's hand a la Superman did to General Zod.
There's enough personality between these two that I thought that this segment, especially when they were in the ring together, and they're going back and forth, I really liked it.
Yeah, I thought it was good.
I mean, you want to run away from that crap last week as fast as you can, and they kind of did that. So I was fine with it. I still when I see him in there. I think this is. I still think this is good for Sami. I think this is good for both guys. Sami Zayn's totally going to lose at Money in the Bank.
Oh yeah.
Although if they want to extend this out to SummerSlam, which they might. Because what else are either of these guys going to do? They could give Sami Zayn a wonk finish of a wonk, win of some sort. Maybe I don't know.
I'd be surprised. I would fully expect Bobby Lashley to pick up the win
and just move on from there, or keep this going.
They might find a way to keep it going.
Yeah. Anyways, no, I like that a little bit. That was the best Superman movie, wasn't it?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, by a fair shot.
Easily the most entertaining.
Yeah. Zolt. Boy, that scene was fantastic. I think I kind of remember seeing that as a kid.
Yeah, I saw the movie in the theater.
Zod was he was another guy that was terrifying.
Yeah.
Him and Darth Vader.
Yeah.
Both terrifying. But Zod, man.
What was the sound Zod made when his hand was getting crushed?
Well, no, that was Non.
That's Non. He tried to shoot lasers from his eyes. It was like No, when Zod was getting his hand crushed by Superman, didn't he go,
Yes, that's right, yeah.
Like that.
And then Superman grabs him, and then it's obvious he's on strings. He lifts him up like that.
Because Superman's got his powers back.
You're right. That was good. And then that music kicks in. Oh, it's so good. Oh, it's so good. And then Lois Lane, freaking Rainmaker's, what's her face?
Ursa.
That was great. Maintains wrist lock. Next up, we had a Mickie James iPhone promo. She said she's going to win. After that, we had
pretty much it.
Drew McIntyre versus Chad Gable. Of course, with Dolph Ziggler at Drew McIntyre's side.
Yes.
This was not much of a match.
No, Chad Gable got a little bit of offense in, but not a whole lot.
Drew
picked up a pretty easy win with the Claymore. He is the man.
He's fantastic. Everything he does. He is. I like this too, man. I like that, you sort of have this expectation these days that whenever they bring up somebody who we think is going to be a big star, they put him in such a prominent position, or they have him face Dolph if you're on SmackDown,
or in this case, team with Dolph.
Yeah, I know. But I kind of like this. I kind of like this route they're taking. Mm-hmm. Not too much, not too soon. Mm-hmm. I really like it. I think it's great.
What are the odds that Jason Jordan comes back in the next couple of weeks and we get a American Alpha reunion against Dolph and Drew?
Oh, I'd be fine with that. I think that's a good spot for Jason Jordan. I don't want to see him back where he was before.
Oh, I thought he was getting to the point where he's pretty entertaining week in and week out. The spot he was.
I don't know, man. It was so on and off for me. But at the end of the day, when he was gone, I was happier. So
all right,
I have to go with that. Kind of like Roman Reigns. He's gone. I'm happier. What are you going to do?
Well, that I understand somewhat. Later on, they officially announced Sami Zayn versus Bobby Lashley at Money in the Bank. Next, we get the B Team's barbecue. So it's them, Ascension, Titus Worldwide, Slater and Rhino, Revival, and Breezango, all in the ring.
I appreciate it. Of course, there's a bunch of food there, big spread. Bologna sandwiches aren't typically a barbecue staple.
No.
But I do appreciate that Rhino
had a platter full of them.
He took the platter of the bologna sandwiches. So they were, saying, look at all the great food items we have. Potato chips.
Potato salad.
Potato salad.
They had some hot dogs, some B-Team bratwurst.
Yeah. They had some baked beans.
Yeah.
All the staples of a good barbecue.
But then Titus says, none of this food has any seasoning. Where's the tri-tip? Where are the ribs?
That's great.
And Apollo was like shouting along with him, but he didn't have a mic.
Yeah.
It was great. None of this food even has any seasoning.
So then
great.
I think it was Titus. I think it was Titus who dumped the baked beans on Bo Dallas.
Yeah, it started a food fight.
Yeah, it started a food fight, of course. At the end, the B team puts Rhino through a table. Rhino was throwing. Oh yeah, that's right. Because Rhino was throwing food to the crowd.
Bologna sandwiches.
He was doling out. He was doling out that
primarily
stuff.
bologna sandwiches.
Bologna sandwiches. B team comes in after everybody's out of the ring and puts them through a table, and that's it. Next up, Kurt Angle and the B team are backstage. Kurt Angle said, "You guys can't get a shot, but I'll give you a shot for a shot. Tag team battle royal next week. Winners come out number one contenders for the Raw Tag Team Championships." B team is very overwhelmed with joy.
Curtis Axel gives
Bo Dallas first gives Kurt Angle a handshake, which has a mess of food on it, and Curtis Axel, overwhelmed with emotions,
gives Kurt Angle a hug.
Big
covers
hug.
Kurt Angle's blazer with beans and potato salad.
Yeah, I liked it. It was good.
Next, main event.
The
gauntlet match for the last position in the women's Money in the Bank match. I was happy it was a main event. I kind of wish they had given it more time.
Mm-hmm.
How exciting was it to see Seth Rollins last an hour in the gauntlet match they had a few months back?
Oh, I know.
And the buzz that generated and what that did for Seth Rollins. It would have been great if they would have given one of the competitors in this match that same opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
Instead, they had Bayley more or less run through 2/3 of the Riot Squad in pretty short order, which is a bummer.
Yeah, it literally had me thinking this morning while I was walking my dog. They really need to separate Ruby Riott from the rest of the. She needs to ditch the Riot Squad. They add nothing. They get no heat. She is so stinking good, and she had a great showing last night. She had a really good showing last night. It kicked off with Bayley. Charlie gave her a little interview in the ring beforehand, and she listed off everybody that she was going to run through in order to get her shot, because she understood that coming out first in a gauntlet match or second
is the hardest spot to be in.
Not a good spot to be in.
Her first opponent, Liv Morgan, immediate Bayley to belly. Liv is pinned.
That's what you got to do.
Eliminated.
You have to do. You have to go straight to the finish.
Yeah, I know.
Got to do that, man.
I guess especially when you're only allotted 20 minutes of TV time for your match.
I know, it's bogus.
Next, Sarah Logan versus Bayley. Didn't take long for Bayley to roll up Sarah Logan for the win.
A little bit longer, though. A little bit longer. She went for a Bayley to belly.
It's harder to be shorter.
Yeah.
And then Sarah Logan and Liv Morgan beat up Bayley a bit before Ruby Riott comes down. She is the third entrant to this gauntlet match. She eventually pins Bayley after a Riott kick. This is all pretty quick.
Yeah, it is.
Next, Dana Brooke. And again, pretty quickly, Dana Brooke is pinned by Ruby Riott. Mickie James comes out next. Mickie James gets a decent amount of time.
Yeah.
In comparison to everybody else, at least.
Yeah, pretty much.
But again, she loses via roll-up. So the final matchup, Ruby Riott versus Sasha Banks. And this was actually developing into a pretty fun match. They gave it, like 7-8 minutes maybe?
Yeah.
The end spot was great, where Sasha did her own version of Cheeky Nando's. Said with a super kick with a knee, follows it up with a power bomb, transitions to a bank statement. Ruby gets out of it, only for Sasha to put it back in again. Ruby taps out. Sasha advances to Money in the Bank. I really feel like Sasha's in-ring work has been really good the last month or two. I feel like she's doing some different stuff.
You think so?
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe. Could be.
Yeah.
Got to step up your game if you're not going anywhere.
Yeah.
Kind of bummed out they dropped this whole Sasha Bayley thing. But
I know.
I totally should have stuck to my original. But yeah, it's super face heavy now, the Money in the Bank match.
I know.
The women's Money in the Bank match.
I know.
There's one actual heel there. It's Alexa Bliss.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it.
I know.
So I'm surprised because when you mentioned Ruby Riott yesterday, I was like, oh, that makes all the sense in the world. And she had a really, really good showing. Wouldn't have surprised me if they had her win it, but that'd have been such a face win for her to last all those, 4 different opponents.
Yeah, I mean, they would have had to reorder things to have Ruby Riott come out last, have Bailey versus Sasha happen somewhere in the middle, have Sasha pick up some sort of cheap win on Bailey, have Bailey get upset, cost Sasha her match.
They need to flip some people. They really need to flip some people. Somebody needs to turn heel. Somebody needs to go face. Ruby Riott, I think I think she's a really good wrestler. I think she's really good on the mic. It's just the Riott squad in general, they have zero purpose. They have no purpose whatsoever.
Other than going through people's luggage.
Apparently that's what they do. So I don't know, man. I thought it was fun, though. I thought it was a fun Raw. And I watched the first 2.5 hours of it live till my parents showed up, and then I can't watch anything. It's weird trying to watch, like, my mom's over there and she's like saying things about it, and I'm like, I don't have time to explain this to you, Mother.
Yeah.
Mother.
I'm gonna answer some questions.
Yeah, sure.
All right, let's answer some questions.
Okay. Here it is.
Zach S. Has the WWE already dropped the ball on Authors of Pain?
I'm not sure there was much of a ball to drop, right?
Yeah.
Dude, you can't, I mean, it's really
difficult. They came in
difficult.
from NXT with basically no momentum because they got brought up too late.
Well, yeah, and then you ditch the one thing that's relatively interesting about them, and that's Paul Ellering. And we kind of figured that he wouldn't be around for their main roster run anyways.
Yeah.
But I don't know, I'm not sure that right now is the great time for big guys who need to squash opponents. It's just not a great time for that, you know?
And maybe that's what they're doing a main event. I don't know. I know they've had a match or two there.
I would imagine so. I'm trying to think last time. I watched last week's main event. I don't think they were on that. But yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if they were squashing people on main event. But yeah, I don't know. My thing is I don't really miss them. I mean, Raw's tag division is crap anyways.
Yeah.
And so yeah, it'd be great if the Raw division was mainly, like you got Matt and Bray.
You got the Revival.
If it was okay, let's say it was this. It was Matt and Bray, the Revival, which they were in the comedy bit last night.
Authors of Pain, Drew and Dolph.
Authors of Pain, Drew and Dolph. That's 4 really good teams right
Yeah.
there. And then you can toss in a jobber team like Titus Worldwide because I love those guys. If that is what we're dealing with, if we saw them on TV on a regular basis and actually wove some stories between those teams, like they used to do with the Revival, DIY, and Authors of Pain, that'd be really cool.
Yeah, it would be.
But, they're not. They're not doing it.
Not
Instead,
doing
we got
that.
a food fight last night.
Yeah.
So,
Philly Flexer with Kevin and Jinder doing great heel work. Are they in the top 5 with Cody, Ciampa, and Nakamura? If not, power rank top 5 heels. Cody's there. Ciampa's there.
Yeah, Kevin
What about
Owens.
Buddy Murphy?
Kevin Owens needs to be more of did we ever get Kevin Owens as a true... Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of the Authority, but Kevin Owens would have been perfect as like a head authority guy, like Seth used to be.
Yeah. Yeah.
He'd be great in that role.
Oh, I know. Oh, Jericho in New Japan. He's a great heel.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. I still think it's like Cody's probably number 1. Cody's so good. I mean, going to the Bullet Club and basically ripping it apart.
I know. Changing the logo.
Yeah, that's great.
In his own image.
Yeah. That's awesome. Let's see here.
DJ Mott, what is the B team ceiling? Probably at this rate, tag title shot.
I could see, given how weak the tag division is, I don't think they're going to take him off Bray and Matt anytime soon. If it wasn't for if Matt and Bray were never a thing, it would have been tag champions. But I think they got that unlocked for a little while.
I think so too, and it seems like they feel like this B team thing has some momentum, so they're really going to push it hard and fast.
Look, man,
instead of taking their time with it,
if they just understanding how they do things versus how great would it be if B team got a fluke win over Bray and what's his face, Matt?
Yeah.
What do they call them? The deleters of worlds.
Yeah,
it's all bad. If they got a fluke win and they did something at the Wyatt compound with them, that would be great.
Oh, that'd be fantastic.
That'd be fantastic. That'd
That
be
would
so
a lot
much
of
fun.
My worry is that B team is going to get over and there's going to be a fashion police segment.
Oh, that's
situation
their
all over
ceiling.
again.
No, that's their ceiling.
Where they get them popular enough where they could win the tag titles, and they're in a position where if they did win the tag titles during a match that is actually happening, the crowd would pop huge, but in the end, have them not do it.
Yeah, it's always difficult with comedy acts. I mean, look, man, they're on TV every week. They're probably happy with that. I'm not sure how much of a It's a comedy act. I'm not sure how much of a ceiling it's going to have anyways. It's like I remember thinking back when Breezango was on the precipice of one of those tag championships during that one episode of SmackDown.
Yeah.
And it was like, okay, well, what if they did win it? Then what?
Yeah. Well, we saw that with Slater and Rhino.
Right. No, Slater and Rhino, that is the ceiling you're looking at.
The story was them trying to essentially get a job. And once they got the job and in the process winning those tag titles, what was left for them to do?
Mm-hmm. It's never easy. And I'm not saying it can't be done because I think it can. It probably has. To transition a comedy act to a legitimate act.
Uh-huh.
But if you're a comedy act and if you're over, you're going to have TV. My God, you are tired.
Yeah, maybe.
This started
yawning a lot for some reason. I think I need some food.
I guess so. It's not but if you're a comedy act and you're over, you're going to get TV time. You're not going to get released necessarily.
Yeah. Tommy T, hey friendo. So if the original ECW survived till today, who out of all the current talent would be successors to the old staples of ECW? For example, Tommy T thinks Dean Ambrose would be a worthy successor to Tommy Dreamer.
Yeah,
I could see that.
Yeah, I could totally see that. Who'd be a worthy successor to RVD? It'd be somebody on 205 Live.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
I always felt that Cedric Alexander could have been kind of like if he did more stuff in the ring that was a tad more like eye-opening. Mm-hmm. Like, whoa, it's stuff that I think he probably could do.
Oh yeah,
he might have done before he came to WWE. He could have been like another RVD.
Yeah,
probably.
What about Shane Douglas?
Oh, who's the successor to Shane Douglas?
Yeah.
Oh wow, good question.
Kevin Owens.
Yeah.
Because Shane was always the heel in ECW.
Yeah, okay. Yeah,
he was a good talker.
I was gonna say when Seth was a heel, but Seth is a far better, and so is Kevin Owens, a far better wrestler than Shane Douglas.
Oh yeah,
they both are. But no, Kevin Owens is a great answer. Let's see here.
Well, it's Joe Shea.
Well,
with all 8 competitors in the Women's Money in the Bank match now confirmed, power rank each woman's odds. So who do you think is the odds-on favorite to win Money in the Bank?
I'm looking at the list right now. So we have a week before we have to do predictions.
Yeah.
But I have to do some very serious soul searching. It's either gonna be Becky Lynch or it's gonna be Ember Moon. It's gonna be one of those two.
You think so?
God, it could be Alexa Bliss though.
It could be Charlotte too. I know they made a point a couple times last night saying that they cash in on the champion of their brand.
Yeah, they did, yeah. Yeah.
So I don't know if that's to throw us off the trail of a cross-brand cash-in, or they're going to actually adhere to that. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Becky Lynch or Ember Moon. Because if Ronda doesn't win against Nia Jax, if Natalya turns on her, which I think is possible.
Yeah.
And that leads her to her first solo feud. Although if the idea is that they're just doing this match because they don't know what else to do, chances are Ronda's going to win clean.
Yeah.
God, that's probably going to happen.
Yeah.
Then why would Ember Moon even have the thing? I'm going to say Becky Lynch.
Yeah.
Becky Lynch is probably my...
It seems like it makes more sense for someone from SmackDown to win it.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of my thought.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's either... I feel like it's going to be either Becky or Charlotte.
Because I think of Becky... I think it'd have to be... I think it would be in service of a heel turn also.
Yeah.
Let's see here. The Nightcrawler. This is a decent question. It's a pretty broad one. Do you think people blame creative too much for the failings of talent and segments? Because while segments like Lashley's sisters are doomed to fail, I would argue the same could be said about any and all of Braun's segments if you replaced him with someone that didn't give it their all and just sauntered throughout all of them. I think the biggest question there, I think usually it falls to it's to Vince. Vince is there. He's like a gorilla, like from what we understand,
virtually every broadcast show.
Right. And so he's the one who's like given the green light or the red light, I would
assume not only in terms of the writing of the segments, but also the direction given to the talents.
Yeah. Because it's very rare. Okay, so like let's take the Lashley stuff, right? The Sami Zayn stuff. Sami Zayn's actual performance was great.
Yeah, he did with it all he could.
His performance last night was great.
The writing was absolute garbage.
Yeah, exactly.
The premise was garbage.
The one example, and I know there are fans out there of him, but the one guy that I have to kind of question, is he really into this, is Roman Reigns.
Yeah.
Because, he says here, saunters, he saunters out. Braun comes out with a head full of steam.
Yeah.
He goes, whoa, he comes out there, he delivers his lines, and it's legit. And granted, he's got a more crystal clear. I think with Braun, it's easy. It's like you're the guy who goes out there and destroys things.
Well, here's the thing WWE has managed to do more or less right for Braun is they write to his strengths.
Yes.
And especially early on, he didn't talk a whole lot. And when he did, it was a matter of a couple sentences. And as he's gotten better on the mic, they give him more to work with. They play up his strength while not focusing on whatever weaknesses he might have. Whereas they don't do that with Roman. They shoehorn him into this particular role they want him to fill.
Yeah, I know. And they're not even sure what so I think with
Roman, it highlights his weaknesses.
With Roman, but I never get the idea. There are some guys, like I mentioned this with Cody Rhodes a little while back. Whatever they gave him, he did everything he could to get it over. Maybe it's confusion. Maybe it's I don't really know what they're doing with me. Maybe it's I'm not sure what I'm supposed to be doing out here. I don't really get that feeling with Roman Reigns.
Yeah.
He just sort of fades to the background sometimes.
Oh, there's not sometimes. That whole lead up to WrestleMania 32 against Triple H. Mm-hmm. Dean Ambrose was front and center. Yeah. Roman faded to the background way too many times.
Yeah. Like physically.
Yeah.
Like literally.
Yeah, he would literally be standing behind Dean.
Oh. So I don't know. Sometimes I get that. Sometimes I'm like, it feels like I'm watching Liam Neeson in Phantom Menace. Remember how it's like, dude, it's so obvious that this guy is just standing in front of a green screen.
Oh, yeah.
With like a bunch of like, green orbs near him to like act in front of and to.
I know.
Let's see here. What else?
Drew Compton, here's a quick one, friendos. Dana Brooke did the massively over whiteboard gimmick, meaning she is, in fact, a friendo, yay or nay.
Who's that?
Dana Brooke. She did the whiteboard gimmick.
Oh, yeah, man. Well, or she's a Kevin Nash fan.
Could be.
Because we just ripped it from him.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, somebody who's totally wearing a...
Going in Raw shirt, yeah.
Going in Raw shirt, yeah.
Booby Booby Bum Bum in kayfabe. Why do people shake each other's hands, such as the Sammy Bobby segment, when they know it leaves them open to be attacked?
It's a time-honored tradition.
Mm-hmm. Sportsmanship.
It's a time-honored tradition.
Sportsmanship.
Although, I'll be honest, we don't see a whole lot of the Superman 2 scenarios.
We don't.
It's usually a low blow, or it's a kick to the balls, or, maybe a clothesline. You don't get a whole lot of... Yeah, you do that good.
Nicholas Grosskirth. In a bubble, was last night a bad Raw, just a missed opportunity to do something great with the women?
In a bubble what?
Was it a bad Raw or just a missed opportunity to do something great with the women's division?
I wouldn't say it was a bad Raw. I personally was entertained by it. However, I'm not making it mutually exclusive. I think it was a missed opportunity to do something special with the women too.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
The real slow wolf. Is this the Nia Jax that Alexa Bliss was warning us about?
That could be, yeah, that could be. The Dean of Nefarious Means. I don't see the rest of his name. I freaking Patreon on iOS is not great. If Piper, Rude, and Owen Hart Rick Rude, were part of today's roster, what do you think their ceilings would be? I agree with two. So the real slow wolf has an answer for all three of them, and I agree with two of them totally, and the other one I don't at all. Says Piper would be Ambrose. I kind of see that. Rude is Rude.
Yeah.
kind of see that.
Yeah.
He says Owen is Seth.
I thought Owen more in a Cesaro type role. Someone who's really good in the ring, who either based on opportunity or whatever, just hasn't been able to get himself over based on mic skills.
Yeah, it could be. That could be.
But you can't, doubt his in-ring ability.
Yeah, I could see that.
Although Owen was pretty funny. Or he could be pretty funny.
Yeah, I know, but comedy acts. You're not going to get to the world
Yeah.
championship doing that.
So I guess that would be my comparison for Owen to Cesaro.
Yeah, that's apropos. Let's see here. Dan Boss. When Chad Gable came out, they showed the crowd and nobody reacted. Why do you think? Well, this is my question. Why do you think they would show the crowd if nobody's doing anything?
Yeah, no.
His question is Dan Boss is Dan Boss. His question is why do you think WWE? What do you think WWE could do to make people care more about a guy like Gable?
He just needs interesting storylines. People will care.
Dude, honestly, it's not even. So last night, you could have had people caring about him. Give him a shot. Have him on the precipice of beating Drew McIntyre.
Yeah.
And then he gets killed by a Claymore.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
In a great match.
In a great match.
Tell a great story.
With Chad Gable, it's simple. He's a really good wrestler.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's got a hell of a personality, too.
Yeah, but he's a really great wrestler, yeah.
So, I mean, it's as simple as, yeah, great stories would be awesome. But, man, you could do it in the wrestling. You could do it in the ring.
Suplex Casey, hey friendos. I just rewatched the Ember Moon versus Shayna Baszler match from TakeOver, and it was actually a lot better than I remembered. What's the match that was a lot better after you rewatched it?
Man.
Nakamura versus Ibushi. It's great. The first time I watched it. Watch again, even better.
Even better? Really?
Even better, yeah.
I need to watch that match.
You should.
Is it on the internet somewhere?
Yes. It's on New Japan World.
Is it really?
Yes. You can watch just that match. You don't have to watch all
I might
that
have
year's
to get
Wrestle
that
Kingdom.
New Japan World
You already have
service. I might have to get
You
it.
in fact already have it.
Really?
Yes. I know that for a fact.
I like this question here. Hey, this is from Funzo's Revenge. And then we're going to do pay-per-view.
All right.
Hey, guys, the hunt is on. Recruit 5 wrestlers to help you hunt the Predator.
Braun. He's massive, and you said on his Instagram he knows how to use firearms, right?
Yeah, it's Braun.
Seth, he's the architect.
Which one is Sarah Logan hooked up with?
Ray Rowe.
Ray Rowe. I think he does like medieval weapons.
He does.
They do Ren fairs a lot.
Yeah.
And cosplaying, I think.
Yeah.
So I would get Ray Rowe.
Okay.
And Hanson. He seems like a good hunting type guy.
Yeah, maybe.
So I'd get War Machine.
All right.
Plus Braun.
Yeah.
I mean, really, I only need those 3, but I'll go 2 more.
All right.
I need a smart guy.
That's why I said Seth. He's the
You
architect.
said, the architect. Okay, good. And the Kingslayer. Very good. So Seth.
Because ultimately, Arnold didn't best the Predator based on brawn. It was brains.
Yeah. I would choose also Titus O'Neil. He just looks like a dude out of an 80s action movie.
It's true.
You know? He kind of looks like he'd be in the helicopter with, like, the paint on. You know? He kind of looks like that. He'd be my Bill Duke.
Okay.
I love Bill Duke.
Yeah, he's
Didn't
great.
he go into politics also?
Oh, did he?
I think he ran for something and maybe didn't get it. Couldn't quite manage what Jesse did. Oh. Anyways, let's do pay-per-view, Larson. What is pay-per-view?
Well, that's where we quiz each other on the outcomes of old pay-per-views.
All right.
Would you like to do a Money in the Bank?
Sure.
All right.
Haven't we done that before?
Yeah, just last week, I think.
No, last week we did like a Slamboree or something.
Oh, that's true. So the week prior then, I think.
Let's do an ECW pay-per-view.
All right.
ECW.
I'm going to do November to Remember.
I was going to do the same thing.
Oh, wow.
How many of those were? How many?
A lot.
Oh, really? Okay.
7 or 8.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to do November to Remember 1997.
All right. I'm going to do the very first one in 1993.
Oof.
That's back when it was still Eastern Championship.
How many
wrestling.
matches do you have?
I have 10.
Oh, I have 9.
Okay, I'll get rid of my first one.
All right.
Let's see if you get this first one, though. Rockin' Rebel versus Salvatore Bellomo.
Oh, they were at least the one episode. They were really into Salvador. I'll pick him.
I love that you remember that.
Is that right?
Very good.
First match: Chris Chetty and Spike Dudley versus Aaron O'Grady and Paul Diamond.
What year was this?
97. So before we started watching.
The first team.
Yes.
Spike Dudley's team. Okay. In a singles match, 6 minutes. The Sandman, who at the time was a surfer,
yeah,
versus Jim Neidhart.
Oh, Sandman went over.
It was a no contest.
Oh, okay. Next.
Put up a finger because you got that first one. Put up a finger. That should, because no contest, that's bullshit.
Well,
and you got that first one. That was really good.
Hold on. There might be a wonky finish in here, too. Next, Tommy Rogers versus Chris Candido.
Candido.
No contest.
Okay. Tag team match. It's a South Philly hood match. Public Enemy versus Bad Company. You know who Bad Company was?
No.
Pat Tanaka.
Paul Rogers and who? Who else is in Bad Company, the band?
No, man.
Oh, okay.
Different Bad Company. This has 2 D's in it. Pat Tanaka and Paul Diamond versus the Public Enemy.
I'll go with Public Enemy.
Yeah, that's a good, yeah.
Next, I assume based on the fact the previous match was a no contest, Tommy Rogers and Jerry Lynn versus Chris Candido and Lance Storm.
Ooh, I'll go with Candido and Storm.
Yes.
All right. Singles match. Kevin Sullivan versus Tommy Cairo.
Kevin Sullivan.
Very good.
Just Incredible versus Mikey Whipwreck.
97. I'll say Just Incredible.
Nope.
Oh, wow. Singles match. Sherry Martel versus Malia Hosaka.
Oh, Martel.
No, Hosaka.
Oh, wow.
But it was by DQ, so who knows what that means.
In a match for the ECW World Television Champion, the challenger, Pitbull number 2 versus Taz. They had a long feud, I think.
They were pushing Taz to the moon. I'd say Taz.
Yeah.
All right. Tag team match for the ECW Tag Team Championships. The Suicide Blondes, Johnny Hotbody and Tony Stetson versus, they were the champions coming into this.
All right. Yeah, I remember Hotbody being a main event guy in early ECW.
Okay. Versus the Bad Breed, who was a team of Axel Rotten and Ian Rotten.
I'll go with Johnny Hotbody.
Very good.
Next, a 4-way dance for the ECW Tag Team Championships. So we have the FBI, who were the champions, versus the Dudleys, the Hardcore Chair Swinging Freaks, who are Balls Mahoney and Axel Rotten, and the Gangstonators, who were New Jack and John Cronus. So FBI versus New Jack and Cronus versus the Dudleys versus Balls Mahoney and Axel Rotten.
Say the Dudleys.
No.
Who?
FBI.
Oh, wow. Retained? Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Singles match. Tommy Dreamer versus Taz.
Oh, wow.
Back then he was the Tasmaniac.
I'll go with Taz.
Very good. It was before they were pushing Tommy.
Yep. Next, Tommy Dreamer versus Rob Van Dam.
Say RVD.
No contest.
Okay. Singles match. Mr. Hughes versus Johnny Gunn. I swear half of this is like friggin' kayfabe corner.
Mr. Hughes.
Very good.
In a tables and ladders match, the Sandman versus Sabu.
Sabu.
Yes.
Nice. I got 4. Winner takes all match for the ECW Heavyweight Championship and the ECW Television Championship. Sabu came in as champion. I'm assuming TV champion. Terry Funk came in as champion. I'm assuming ECW Heavyweight Champion. And the other 2 participants were Road Warrior Hawk and King Kong Bundy. What a weird card.
Say Sabu.
You have to choose 2 names.
Oh, is it like 2 different belts?
Yeah, I thought winner takes all means the winner took all, but no. So Sabu, you got one right. Yeah.
And then Terry Funk.
No, Road Warrior Hawk.
Oh, wow.
I had no idea Road Warrior Hawk was ever an ECW champion.
You got one more match for the ECW World Heavyweight Championship. The challenger, Shane Douglas, versus the champion, Bam Bam Bigelow.
Oh, Shane Douglas.
Yes. I got 6.
Well done. Wow, I thought I was going to really do bad there.
Good job.
Wow, that was crazy. Anyways. Hilton, can we get some music?
Music, please, Hilton.
Please, Hilton, with music. Good job. What a good episode today. Hope you're feeling better.
No, I'm fine.
You can take a nap a little bit later. That's it for the show. Thanks so much for watching. Until next time, I'll talk to you guys later.
Bye.
Hey guys, this is Charlotte.
Hey, everybody.
Dun 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 dun.
There's some LeBron GOAT conversation.
Oh, in chat?
Yeah, man.
LeBron is the greatest athlete to ever play the game of basketball.
He is the
I think that is
best basketball player ever
You can't argue that point.
to play basketball.
And I think if somehow, if LeBron manages to lead the Cavaliers to a title this year,
Then it's got to be
then
undebatable.
he might have fewer rings than Jordan, but the teams in Cleveland
It's a much bigger
he led
accomplishment.
to the title is a massive, massive undertaking.
Absolutely. How bad do you feel for Houston not having Chris Paul there?
Yeah, that really probably
But, man,
dictated the outcome of that game.
Probably.
But then they
my
also
God.
missed 27 3-pointers.
Yeah, I know. Oh, I know. It was bad. But, man, Curry, Clay, and KD towards the down the stretch, oh, my God. It was just that bucket was a million miles wide for them. It
Yeah.
was insane.
Raymond Earl says Jordan has Space Jam. That means he's the GOAT. However, they were talking about doing another Space Jam featuring who?
Yeah, LeBron. They've been talking about that for a while, and they need to do it.
Thayer Thabata says LeBron is to wrestling to basketball what Okada is to wrestling.
John Baylor Jr. wants to know, how's the Raw crowd? I don't recall it being it wasn't like super, super raucous, but it was a good crowd.
Yeah. They weren't silent.
It was like the perfect crowd. They did what they were supposed to do the entire time. You have to appreciate that.
Yeah. Zach Stolpa, if LeBron loses, where does he go in free agency?
Okay, I'm going to shut down Charville Myers. All this business about he doesn't have a winning record in the finals, that's the biggest crock of shit, man. If you're in the finals 8 years in a row, that doesn't count for something.
Like who? With the Celtics back in the Bill
Yes.
Russell days, made 10 finals in a row or something like that?
Yeah.
And no one else has come close.
I know. He's in that area, you know? That's insane. Absolutely insane.
Whew.
I don't know what that means, J.S. Wooten. No, it's fucking not.
I don't know what that means either.
I don't know what that means.
I don't know what that means. I feel like it's probably a typo.
But if you keep
I don't
up
know.
that cap, the caps, all caps.
You can put him on timeout.
Yeah, he's going to be on timeout.
Did you see someone, I saw on Twitter, someone put a picture up of one of the Lakers teams that won the title and said, take Kobe off the team and it's like the worst team in the league. And Pau Gasol's on the team.
You see Kobe trying to insert himself in the conversation?
Yeah.
Kobe, come on, man. 3 of those rings you got because of Shaq.
Yes. Pau Gasol was the most efficient player on the other teams. Mm-hmm. You can even argue the most important player on the other teams.
Yeah.
Because you take Pau Gasol off the Lakers, they didn't even make the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
Alto asks, how come you guys don't use Macs? They're expensive.
For me, it's
You
just,
can't upgrade them.
they don't do what we need them to do. I don't even think I can run OBS on a Mac. I can't do it. And I was a big time Mac lover. I never gonna get another phone that isn't an iPhone. Probably, maybe, I don't know. But no, we use Macs. We both use Macs for a while.
Yeah. I just like this because I can upgrade it.
I can upgrade this. It runs everything I need it to run.
Yes.
It's great.
Jeffrey Nguyen, who's your favorite NBA player of all time? His is Charles Barkley. That's a good answer. I like Charles Barkley.
That's a great answer.
I mean, my
Charles
favorite player is
Barkley.
still Jordan. I mean, growing up, he was the man.
Oh, I know, dude. I was a massive Jordan fan. He was absolutely the man. Totally the man.
Yep.
It was great yesterday. I was like, because my dad, he's all about the Warriors. No, now, he likes, he's not like me, where to me, the Warriors are the anti-Kings. I'm a Kings fan. I understand they suck. I'm totally fine with that. I hate the Warriors.
Yeah.
I hate them.
Yeah.
My dad is like, well, they're closest to us, that
are good.
Well, no, they're the closest to us that aren't the Kings.
Oh, yeah.
Therefore, I'm going to root for them.
All right.
And so him, it's all like fan by proximity. And so he was rooting for the Warriors last night, and he turned around and he said, do you think LeBron could beat the Warriors? And I said, no, I don't think it's going to happen. I really don't think it's going to happen. I said, but LeBron is the greatest player who ever played the game. And he said, no, he's not. That's what Wes Unseld.
Is your dad a Washington Bullets fan?
Yes.
All right.
He lived there.
All right.
And he was like, man, I saw him once. He pulled a rebound down and with no effort flicked it all the way down the court to a guy. I was like, LeBron just did that two games ago.
Kevin Love was doing that in college. He was doing outlet passes full length of the court.
I just love that my dad, he's got his guy.
Charvel Meyer says, hands down, Brady is the GOAT of the NFL.
Right. How many Super Bowls did he lose? Did Brady lose?
2 or 3. Ooh, that's a tough question.
I thought Tom Brady, didn't he have a
he has a winning record in the Super Bowl, but he's lost. Well, he's only lost 2. He only lost 2. The only 2 he's ever lost were now he's lost 3.
3 now.
He's lost 3. 2 to the New York Giants, 1 to the Eagles.
And he's won how many?
5?
God, has he really won 5?
I think so.
Oh my God, that's obscene. He is the GOAT, man.
As far as football players, no, I feel like Jerry Rice. Jerry Rice is the most dominant, dominant player to play any position in the NFL. Early, Tom Brady really didn't do anything. He was a game manager. It wasn't until, I don't know, the last 10 years or so that he's actually put up stats of consequence. Jerry Rice, since the day he stepped on the football field, was a dominant player.
Do you think it's more difficult that's more difficult, in my opinion, to rate who's the greatest football player of all time?
Because the positions are so specialized. I know.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm just going by who dominated their position more than anybody else. I feel like it's Jerry Rice. DJ Mott asks, who is the Jordan of baseball? And that's tough. That's really tough. I mean, if you're going who's made the most cultural impact, you got to say probably Babe Ruth.
Right. But how would Babe Ruth fare in today's game?
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah. Could you even, yeah. I mean, it's the same thing with basketball. It's like how, I'm sure Jordan would excel in today's game.
And people say, well, LeBron wouldn't be able to excel in the 80s. And I think that's
LeBron would murder everybody in the 80s.
Taller and stronger and faster still than anybody.
He can play 1 through 5.
Yeah. Jordan of baseball. I mean, there's so many great baseball players. And like in baseball, there's not a situation of specialization like football, but players generally considered the greatest have to do so many things. You have to be able to hit for average, for power, play good defense, have a strong arm, be able to run the bases, potentially steal bases. That's a lot of things you got to do.
Yeah, for sure.
So like Babe Ruth probably never stole a ton of bases.
Right.
In terms of cultural impact, he made a huge impression back when he played because, again, at the time, he was the most dominant player in the game.
Yeah.
But Hank Aaron was like the model of consistency.
Yeah.
You could always guarantee he'd hit 35 to 40 home runs every year. Every year.
Yeah. Baseball's funny like that. Like you can't, like you said, there's a lot going on there.
Mm-hmm. And he'd always hit for a decent average and steal some bases and played great defense.
Yeah. I kind of feel the same way about football. I was like, everything is so specialized that it's like, okay, because I've heard the Jerry Rice thing a lot too. And I'm not like a big football aficionado, but, who am I to argue with that? But at the same time, Tom Brady, in terms of like quarterbacks, I think is the best.
A couple of people have mentioned Ken Griffey Jr. We'll never know because once he went to Cincinnati, he got hurt all the time. What kind of numbers he could ultimately put up. His time in Seattle was awesome.
Yeah.
He was awesome. He checked all the boxes. Hit for average, hit for power, run, field, throw. He did it all. He was what they call a 5-tool player.
So was him going to Cincinnati like the reason he was getting injured a lot? Was
no,
there like some
I think a lot of it
circumstances?
was because in Seattle he played on AstroTurf the whole time. This is a lot of wear and tear on your body. And he was in his early 30s when he got traded to Cincinnati. Also played on AstroTurf. beginning of his time in Cincinnati. I think just the toll on his body from playing so much was just too much.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was a huge Ken Griffey Jr. fan, too. He was great. Roberto Clemente, great player. Willie Mays, great player. And it's a bummer that Barry Bonds got wrapped up in the steroid stuff because he didn't need it. He was going to be a Hall of Famer regardless.
Yeah.
He was a 5-tool guy.
Yeah. Jazz Wooden said Roman number 1. He's bringing it back to wrestling.
He's just trolling us now.
Yeah, man.
Oh, yeah. Raymond Earl says Wayne Gretzky is the best hockey player of all time, and no one even comes close. That's true. His especially when he was dominant, you see his stats, and everybody else was like 50% behind him. Mm-hmm. It's insane. The only people that were, in terms of stats, competing with him were players on his own team.
Yeah.
Because he was just doling out assists to everybody, and everybody else on his team, or his two people on the front line, were just scoring like 50 goals a year because they were playing with Gretzky. It was insane. Yeah, Jackie Robinson, great baseball player. I did mention Hank Aaron. I said he's a model of consistency.
I'm starting to get sleepy talking about baseball, dude.
Good to hit about 290, 300 every year, 35 to 40 home runs, 100 plus RBIs.
Brock Lesnar says Joe Mantina. Wait, why was Roman not there at Raw last night?
He's on vacation. I think AJ's on vacation too.
Oh, that's why they're doing Nakamura versus Ty Dillinger.
Yeah.
Well, good for Ty Dillinger.
I mean, you're talking hockey players. You got to talk Gordie Howe. I know he played forever, but he held all the records that Gretzky eventually broke.
Yeah, again, hockey doesn't really do much for me.
Yeah, I'm not a huge hockey guy. Now, that's an interesting question. Best player, say, across sports, we can end on this if you want to never win a title.
Rick Rude.
Well, okay.
He did win titles.
Yeah, in NWA, WCW. Because DJ Johnson brings up Barry Sanders. Great player. Made the playoffs, never won a title. Charles Barkley never won a championship.
Yeah. Yeah, there was a lot of people in the NBA. But
Patrick Ewing never won a championship. Karl Malone never won a championship.
Dikembe Mutombo.
I would probably say Charles Barkley. It wasn't for that damn Jordan. It wasn't for that damn Jordan. Hell, people would have won titles.
Oh, yeah. Malone would have got one.
Yeah,
at least one.
Yeah, Malone, yeah.
And we might be mentioning Hakeem Olajuwon as a great player who's never won championships. Had Jordan not
I know.
retired.
Yeah.
So those 2 years he was out, the Rockets won those 2
I
titles.
do wonder if he hadn't gambled his way into suspension, if he would have won, would have been 8 titles?
Yeah.
Yeah, could be.
Could have been.
At that point, I think it'd be probably really difficult to say. Like, our argument would probably be like, oh, no, man, of course it's Jordan. 8 titles in the modern era? That'd be crazy.
Yeah.
But
that not only would have been 8 consecutive finals, 8 consecutive championships.
I know. You could never have said anything else.
Yeah.
You know? But it didn't happen.
No.
This is the world we're living in.
Exactly.
Yeah. So it's LeBron now.
Well, you can still make the argument.
It's hard to talk about Malone without Stockton. You know,
Yeah.
What would Malone have been without Stockton?
Yeah.
You know, probably still pretty damn good.
Yeah.
But man, they were a team.
Well, I think regardless of how many titles Jordan won, he would have cemented his place as greatest player ever. But I don't think there's much argument to say that LeBron isn't the greatest athlete to ever play the game of basketball.
Yeah. He's a freak, man. Mm-hmm. He's a freak. Anyways, we got to upload this podcast.
Yeah.
Thanks for tuning in, everybody. We appreciate it.
Yep.
Talk to you later.
Bye.